do when somebody asks you a question?
Answer it.
Answer the question. Answer the question. Okay, Chantel made it to the Zoom. Now we're going to be working through the one-page game plan. Now, quick check. Matter of fact, before I even start sharing, let's make sure to check. How many of you have your one-page game plan within 3 feet of your workspace at all times? Hold it up. Show them up. Okay, good, good, good. Because that is the most important thing in our culture, is just getting to a place where we click the boxes. And it's, you know, in my 30 minutes, because that's my goal, is to be done with walking through the system and how you get access to it in 30 minutes. I'll stay on a little bit after for questions and individual concerns. And that way we get the habit of working with groups, not just individuals. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because I think if everybody I sponsored, I tried to have this same conversation with, I would never get to invite new people.
You wouldn't.
So let's talk about this process. So jumping in and talking about the success system, and here's the concept. This business grows fastest when we keep the system simple. When we remember, we're not the financial experts. Most of us, when we're new, it's not even our job to educate, it's our job to expose as quickly as possible. As a matter of fact, when Sean Hill came into the business, he was kind of like Paul Revere. You remember Paul Revere? He ran through the town saying, the British are coming, the British are coming, the British are coming. And the people that listened and followed him, they're the ones that are right now breaking $30 and $50 a day. Let's see, can you clear that waiting room for me, Sean? Or are you busy? I would turn it off, but I'm not letting 500 people in a Zoom ever again. It's not happening. All right, so here's the concept. As you think about it, write this in your notes about the system. The reason we have a system is to save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. Again, how many of you have stress, time, energy, or money to waste? So keep the system simple. And one of the things that Brian Bean says, and when he first started saying it, he said, well, you can try to do it your way, but you might not be around long enough in business to see if that works. I know this works, and it's worked already for thousands of people. Why wouldn't it work for you? Does that make sense? Now, does it mean the system can't be improved? No, because as you can see, even from the time this particular document was prepared, the system has been improved, meaning we've added things to it as we've seen the places where people struggle. So if you look at your Sponsor 3 and Hit ED game plan, I forgot. I have one more analogy, one more acronym to write down in your notes to make sure that you get the most out of this training, is just understanding that our goal when it comes to the system is to KISS. Everybody know what KISS stands for?
Keep it simple.
Simple.
Keep it simple, shorty.
Shouty. Shouty. I'm from Atlanta.
Right.
Y'all got to learn the word shouty. It'll save your life in situations. It's appropriate for nouns, verbs, arguments, and agreements. Shouty. All of those will work. Now, the first step in the system is this. How many of you have gotten this welcome text? It says these 4 things. Everybody got a welcome text? Show of hands, let me see. In the welcome text, it's designed so that if you're new, you're still not trying to explain to your new partner what they need to do. Does that make sense? So the first step is we do want to make sure that you know we have a plan to, number 1, what's our first goal? First goal is to make your business self-funding. Goal number 2? Okay, did we talk about this? Answering questions? Hang on a second. We have to get my Sean Hill voice on y'all. Listen, I did enough lectures in college. And when I left Duke University, I said I would never attend another lecture, nor would I give one. This is the interactive training. We have to interact. Are we good?
Yes.
All right.
Good.
Well, I tell you, Sean, these new students, I don't know, man.
I'll rock with you, bro. If they want to sit there and act like they don't need it, I still need it. I'll rock with you.
I appreciate you. But now here's the next thing that we want to focus on. Well, I want to get you to $600 a month as fast as possible. Now, why is that? Because $500 starts giving you confidence. I don't think people really know what they got their hands on until they just start seeing $20 a day, no matter what they stupid cousin say.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so let's go and get that in, get you that habit and the sheet. So making sure we have a sheet, and then the first training comes from actually the top money maker in the company right now. So he gets you ready, and then we have a Zoom like this. So consider this your private Zoom, but also know that if I sponsored you, you can pretty much get me almost all the time I'm awake and not presenting. Most
Mhm.
important part of the document is this part at the top. Does everybody see it?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So who can read to me the first question? Goal.
To make
Hit
my
ED
business
in
worthwhile.
7 to 10 days.
Hit ED within 6, 7 to 10. Hold on.
Hit ED within 7 to 10 days. Within 7 to 10 days, I want to put people in a position where not only have they been promoted, but they have their business self-funding, so we can start playing with house money. Because everything gets easier when you're not looking at 119 like it's a big deal, because it's not. Make sense?
Yes.
And then the second
Yes.
thing is just understand you're new, but we're going to go fast because success loves speed. And the most important question on this document is this first one right here. It says, to make my business worthwhile, I'm willing to build it to blank dollars a month. Now, how many of you have filled in that blank?
Yes.
Okay, tell me a number so I know what know what we're working on.
8,250.
8,250. What else?
I'm gonna say what Sean said.
This is Chantel's. I said 3,000.
3,000. Make sure it's written down. I just want to know what the number is. I want to make sure that me and your sponsor have a copy of what we're working on with you so that we know how to get there.
This is Sandra. Mine's is 3,500.
3,500.
It's just Tay. I said what Sean said. What do leaders do? I'm
Duplicate.
8250.
8,250. And that, for those of you that don't know the significance of that number, that's what puts you into the $1 million ring earners club. Meaning, you got enough passive income from this business equivalent to if you had $1 million in the bank,
That's right.
right?
A walking bank. That's right.
Walking bank. And I'm trying to double that and a little bit more. All right.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I give you.
So now, I mean, it's one of those things. You can always make a new number because you won't be on this sheet for long. The goal is to finish this sheet and keep finishing this sheet. I finished this sheet again yesterday. I'm getting started again today, so I got a new blank sheet, and that's how you get better. It's not doing new things. It's doing the same thing faster. So 3 short-term goals. Goal number 1, fill in the blank. How many of you know how many QFDs it takes to make $150 a month? How many know?
Right. 3.
3. So, but what I want you to put in there is 3 to 5. I want to make sure that our culture is good for
5.
doing more than enough. So matter of fact, put 5 in there.
5.
5. That way you have room for quitters to quit, right?
Yeah, wiggle room. Okay.
Now, so that'll put you at $150 a month. Goal number 2, what gets you to $600 a month, senior directors?
Well,
12. But what we gonna write in? We're gonna do
15.
more than the minimum. Let's put 15. So 5, 15 QFDs makes you an extra $600 per month, right?
mhm.
And then goal number 3, what does it take to do $2,000 a month in our compensation plan? 50 QFDs. So 5, 15, 50. Get those in your mind because it's the inverse of what we're going to do as we go through the share process, right? 5, 15, 50. What's the number?
5, 15, 50.
5, 15,
5,
50.
15, 50.
Now, also important to me, because people have asked me, and it might be the most frustrating thing in the world, is trying to help someone reset their password on their phone. Put your username and email, your MWR website, and your password right there at the top of your document. That's the first part of setting up your business, but it does 2 things. It makes sure that you have a place where you know the answer. And if you ask me, I can tell you, because I did have, who was that? Matter of fact, Chantel, I'm gonna tell your business.
That's fine.
Me and Chantel could not figure out Chantel's website. She had somebody on the phone ready to get started. I sent the link that Chantel told me, and that would not enroll Auntie Inez in Chantel's business. So we had to go and reset her password while the partners over there ready to sign up. So write it down so we both know. Does that make sense? Everybody good?
Right.
Mhm.
Good
Right.
learning
Now,
too.
now that's simple. So now we talk about the system. Now, by the way, our system is only 3 things. What are our steps? Start,
And share it and stay.
and stay.
There, stay.
Everybody got it?
Yes.
Start, share,
Yeah.
and stay. Oops. Hang on. I done
Y'all just
closed
saw a
out the
message.
whole presentation. Now here's how
Hey,
you
Rick.
get, what's
Do you
that?
have a
He's a lot of
specific
people.
allotment for this? Somebody, Corey said he couldn't join because there's over allotted people.
Is
Yeah.
over allotted people, or were there too many people in the waiting room?
Maybe.
I don't see a waiting room right now.
And
so-
Leela said the link isn't working. Don't mean to stop you, boss man. Don't mean to stop you, but
We're gonna just have to roll with the people that got here on time.
Yeah,
But
I don't
I'm in.
have a limit on it though. I should be able to get 200 in this room.
right.
Hey,
Okay.
hey, Sean, there
Lula
was
just
two
got
links.
in the waiting room. It's fine.
Sean, the first link you sent, the second link you sent wasn't working for me, but the first link you sent that had all the meetings for the day, that one did work for me to let me write in.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. So if they just trying to do
They
Power
had me
Business
waiting for 5 minutes too,
LLC,
so I don't know.
the browser may not work, but if they put in the actual
HTTP.
Zoom link, it'll work in those browsers.
Yeah, I got to put that HTTP on stuff. It makes it easier for them to follow on through. All right. So where was I? Steps. Start, share, stay. Start, share, stay. Start, share, and stay. Increase your daily pay. Start, share, and stay. Increase your daily pay. That's my song all day. When I start walking
You
the dog,
better
I already
sing it.
know what I'm gonna do this morning. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna share, I'm gonna stay plugged in doing the system, because if you do those things, you get better. Like, I do want to let everybody know. Did everybody have a day when they were new at work at one point?
yes, we did.
When
Yeah.
you knew that you didn't know what you were doing, right?
Yes.
Right.
I want to give you the same permission to be that new in this business and let that be an asset. Meaning, when you were new, were you trying to explain stuff to people about things at the store,
No.
at the business,
Mm-mm.
at the school? What did you
I
say?
didn't know it. I don't know.
I
Once it
don't
started.
know.
I don't know.
I'm new.
It's my
If I can
first
find
day.
that answer for
I'm
you.
doing on-the-job training. Let's listen in and learn together. So let's have beginner's mind. And by the way, the secret to mastery is being new all the time. If you can just get to the place where you are,
All the time.
whatever the student, Sean Hill, how many presentations do you listen to find out ways that you could do something different in yours?
Just about all of them.
All of them, every day. It's looking at, okay, I do this, but could I do it better? Could I do it faster? Could I do it different? So when we get started in the business, we got to have our goal to be to get just that 1% better every day. I love, for those of you that were in Game Changer, that magic penny analogy. Meaning, if you that one day penny, you just got to stick around till your skill doubles. But the first thing that we got to do is understand the operating system. So to start, one thing that you have to have in your favorites and on lock at all times is how to shift your income.com. Everybody got it? What's the
Yes.
website?
How to shift your income.com.
And if you're anything like me, you have a bookmark with all the things that you need to do to get to the places to do the things you need to do. Now, the great thing about how to shift your income.com is it does 3 things for us. Number one, it's a great convenient exposure if your prospect has a time outside of any time you're having an income shifting conversation, right? But number 2, on the member site, it's the blueprint for starting, sharing, and staying, and Kovu barking. How many of y'all hear my dog?
Hey Doris, how you doing? This is Chuck Harden over at Brookport Technologies. Phone number is 404-403-0279. Could you give me?
Yeah, Chuck.
Okay, Chuck, I know he was muted.
Check
Hang
that
on,
out again.
I'm gonna mute my dog and my brother. Hang on.
I got you, Chuck.
It's the other part of work from home.
Like Chuck.
Now, here's what I want you to do. For today, I'm not going to play this video, but I do want you to get used to what he says, because he definitely sets the framework. But that's Brian Bean, by the way, for those of you that don't know, because I know we're different degrees of new on this call, right? But as you log in, so the next thing that you want to do is log in to your MWR back office. How many of you logged into your back office today?
Every day.
So what happens is while you're at howtoshiftyourincome.com, if you're logged into your back office, every one of the steps of getting started, you click the button and it takes you to the step to do the thing. And because most of these are one-step activities, once you're done, so the first thing that we do, step one, instant pay raise. Set it up, it takes about 5 minutes. You upload your taxes to tax returns. This is what we talk about all the time. Instant pay raise, I'm not gonna read it to you because the instructions are right there for getting started. Does that make sense? But that'll help you set up your tax bot. Now, when you're done, you click the back button and it's like the index system. It takes you to the next thing that you can do. So that's the order: Money Max, then Credit Max, then Equity Max. People have been asking me about this Get Started button. So I know I get a question about it. So I'll say up front, if you're in the business, you should get Smart Credit. It's $19.95. And it is one of the best business tools, especially for people that are actively trying to get control of their credit score. So if somebody comes to you and wants their credit improved, here's what I want you to say. I want you to look at them in the face and say, if you're not already monitoring, how can you improve it? It's the fundamental discipline of quality improvement. You got to measure something in order to improve it. And with Smart Credit, you get $1 million identity theft insurance. You get to link your bank system so that you can actually have an instant net worth at all times. And they give you score building tools so that you get the education as you go. Does that make sense? Questions on getting started? Now, so here's what I want you to make sure to do. Make sure to start all your services. Click on everything that you have in this order. So once you get done setting up the maxes, make sure that you set up your tax bot, your e-wallet, and especially your e-wallet. That's another thing that I have to make sure that people do up front. Make sure day one, you set up your e-wallet because it tells the universe that you are planning to get paid. Does that make sense? Once you've checked all of these boxes on a daily basis, send something to your accountability partner. For now, it's your sponsor. Take a picture of your document to say what you did. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because that helps us know, well, what thing isn't done that we need to do better on in the process. Make sure you get your Zoom account. Why am I saying get a Zoom account?
You can host your own meetings.
You can host your own meetings. You can stream your own meetings to Facebook. And if you get the free one, they will end all of your meetings in 40 minutes.
That's it.
Right? And here's what I envision. One day you're going to duplicate what we're doing. We're not going to do all the presentations forever. And as you come through, you got to practice in your own playground. Make sense?
Right.
Most important. Here's the thing. Here's the place where I find most people are missing their promotion, meaning you could have gotten promoted from last week to this week, just like Natalie and Chantel, if you put 2 virtual dates on your calendar and say it. These are the 2 Zooms that I'm inviting people to. Put them in Zoom and people get in business. How many of you got on a Zoom and got started in business? It's a simple process, but it's important that you get started. And this is, this is one of the things that we do. And then the last thing is make sure that you have read all the questions in the FAQ. Do you know why?
Have to ask them questions.
They're gonna ask you the same questions.
They're going to ask you the same questions. And if you're new, you might not know the answer yet. And that one question that your expert would have easily handled for you. Like people always ask, man, what's the 119 about? Do you know I know exactly what the 119 is about? So rather than you try to explain, be new, but learn as you go. Questions on getting started. Now, here's the important thing. This does go in an order. It is start, share, and stay. I know a number of people that have gotten burned out by trying to share before they got started. Telling people they in RWM Financial and you can get $1 million back from your job through your private reserve account. It's like, no, that's not it. It's not. See, share, stay, and start, that makes the business hard. So don't do that. Don't do that. Make sense? Question so far on getting started. How many of you have all the boxes checked on your sheet for start? You got all your maxes set up. You've had your 2 virtual dates.
Working on it.
Now,
I'm starting over.
Now, this is a small sampling, but here's what I want you to see. The 2 people with their hands up have gotten promoted already. I'm just saying. I ain't know that was going to happen, but it did. And that one right there got promoted a bunch of times. All right. Next step, share. Here's the goal, guys. It's to share the business with enough people for people to decide that they want to see what we do. We are in the marketing business, not the selling business. And that should be a comfort to just about everyone. I know very few people like sales. How many of you like selling stuff? But how many of you love to share things? So if we get comfortable with the idea that we have tools that are different than what we thought we needed to do. Because here's, Sean, if you would do the example of how you asked somebody about income shifting and invited them to Zoom.
Oh, sure. Want me to do it with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how's everything been going, Richard?
Man, you know, it's been one of those rough years. Things have been difficult, but work has been good.
Got you. How's the family?
Yeah, you know, they're grown.
True.
They
How they
grown, they
manage
doing their own thing. And I said, I can't tell you what to do anymore, but you can get your hands out of my wallet. How about that?
When's the last time you found the socially distanced patio, man? Had a little fun.
Man, I found a spot Saturday.
Really? What'd you do?
Yep. Man, it was my birthday. So we got out there, we danced, we had fun, we kicked it.
Dope. Hey, listen, man, I'll catch up with you a little bit later. But by the way, have you ever heard of income shifting?
No, what's that?
Well, I tell you what, we have 2 live income shifting conversations today at 6 and 7:30. Actually, 6 and 9:30. Which one of those times works best for you?
Man, 6 is better for me.
Okay, excellent. I'm gonna have my senior partner. I'm gonna have one of my business partners shoot both of us the link, and then I'll see you there.
Well, tell me more about it.
It's just strategies to get more of your money back into your pocket.
Oh, dope. I'll be there.
All right, see you
Send
then.
the link now?
Actually, I'm gonna have my partner do it. Yeah.
Okay. And is there something I need to read beforehand?
For the 6, no.
Okay. Awesome. How many words did he say? So the art of piquing interest. So here's what I want to break down about the process. It's questions. Questions lead to conversations. Conversations extend relationships. Relationships lead to opportunities. That's how we make money in business together. He did not tell me about private reserve accounts or land banking or the daily pay, any of the things that we do. He asked me about me. Does that make sense? And then he invited me to learn about income shifting without explaining. Be careful, because I know the temptation. How many of you, when somebody asks you, what is income shifting, you feel the urge to tell them everything that you learned in the webinar?
You get your taxes down, credit up.
Yeah, stop that. You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go and let them have the experience that you had, meaning the person that invited you didn't explain it to you before the webinar, correct?
No, not at all.
And then take advantage of the technology, because this is what I find. Sometimes people say, but I'm not a people person, Sean. Or I don't have a lot of time. Do you know what I figured out in this business? It did not take me very long to send a text message, and especially to put this meme with the crack in it.
I tell you what I do on that when they say that, I say, you know what? I completely understand. If I can show you how to get around that, would you be interested?
Good one.
And then
So
I
here we
asked
go.
them to add that crack meme to their social media.
Now, by the way, how many of you have seen the social media campaign that we're talking about?
I have.
How did it work for you to wait? Let me not mess it up. Tish, when you got braces and start saying a lot of T's and S's together, it's like Edward Scissormouth. You about to bleed, bro.
Now you just gotta act like you sneezing.
Right. That's exactly how you say my name. You just pretend like you're sneezing and it just all sounds the same. Actually, I tried to do it like the wrong way, which was trying to do my own little spin on a little Facebook post, trying to say, shift your mindset, and barely got any hits. But every time I post, hey, I got a private group with the whole discussions, and I get at least 30 hits every single time I actually post that one. And I'm just like, what is it about these freaking words?
Crack.
I don't think that Facebook has this shape anymore, but it is it. And here's what you do. You do have to still be a real person in between business posts. Meaning,
Right. Yeah.
If any of you know me, I'm probably going to post something that inspired me that day. If I worked out what I did that was fun, if my dog is doing something, it might go there, but then every once in a while I come back, I have a private group. Now, the secret to it is that this gives you inbound leads. So now that person, you aren't chasing that person, they're coming to you, yes?
Yes. Yes.
And because the steps are here, I just want you to see the psychology of it so that you can also understand that it'll work for everything else. Meaning the first thing is that we take the conversation from online to offline. So if it's a friend of yours that you have their number in the phone, you might get away with skipping this step. But if it's not, they send you a text. Now it's gone from Facebook Messenger, which you might check every once in a while, to your phone, which you check all the time. Step one, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Step two. Now here's where we have some options. In this particular example, Mr. Bean is offering them the opportunity to go to the website to look at videos. My favorite first step is Zoom. Why? Who knows why I prefer Zoom?
Interactive is real time.
It's interactive, it's real time. I know when they got there, and on my Zoom account, I know how long they were on the screen I'm on.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And then more importantly, I know what time they're done so I can follow up appropriately. So whichever mode, most people need to see the business twice. I just like for them to see y'all twice. Because you know the other thing about Zoom? It's y'all.
Right.
Man, my crew is so crunk. Like, we got some of the funnest people in the industry in this Zoom.
That's so funny.
So why would I send them to a website with one person when I can invite them to see y'all?
We are pretty dope. We pretty dope.
Super dope.
Right.
Super dope.
Richard said funny.
And we're getting better at doing business together. Does that make sense? Because here's what I know. People join people, yes?
Amen.
Yes.
Show them some people. All right?
Yes.
Questions on sharing. So here's the goal. Now, here's what you got to ask yourself. If you hadn't gotten promoted from last week to this week, how many people did you send a text to or run through your social media filter?
Hey, Richard, this is
'Cause we
Leela.
talk-
Sorry to
What's that?
interrupt. I have Leela in Indianapolis. I have one question about the Zoom. Did you say that when a person is on the live Zoom that you can actually see how far they got into the presentation if they happen to jump off?
I got analytics that I can run. Yep.
Okay. Would I be able to do that with my Zoom account?
Yep. And
Okay,
thus,
cool.
reason number 2 to have your own Zoom, because now that is a hard thing, because people will
Pay
ask me a
Zoom.
question,
The one you pay for now, not the free one.
the one that you pay for.
Right.
Right.
We're business owners, and we're going to write this off. But it's in the pay account. Yeah.
Yeah, the other one you don't get that.
You don't get nothing.
Okay, got it.
You don't get nothing.
You get
But
what you-
but see, that's why we got to get rid of the word free. See, we got to keep scratching that out.
It's part of an
Invest.
investment.
Start
When you
where you start.
invest in.
But here's what you do next. Make sure, because here's the discipline. If you're going to start, share, and stay, how long do you think it takes to send 5 text messages, really?
About 2-3 minutes.
Because that's something I
Copy and
had to
paste.
ask myself. So let me give you another transparency. When we got started in the business, Chuck said, "Do you use the text scripts?" I said, "No, I don't like the text." Chuck said, "The system is not designed for what you like. It's designed for what works."
Ouch.
Right.
Hey, your brother can coach you. Don't be over there thinking that everybody was always doing it. We were new too, and we're still new and learning every day. Make sense?
Yeah.
And turns out on a busy day, you can send 20 texts and keep it moving. Now, the last thing, stay plugged in. In addition, now, I think all of you, is everybody here because you got an invite from the calendar or one of our messenger groups?
Yeah.
Messenger,
I think
messenger
one of the
group.
reasons that our team stays tight is that we plug you into information. So make sure that you get the updates from the Extra Digit Movement and those things, but also that you're getting the calendar invites. And the most exciting thing to me is make sure your dates and your names are on the calendar, because it's amazing when I see a name on the calendar and then I get an email from MWR Financial saying MWR notification, promotion notification. You know what that tells me? That person did the system enough, did enough virtual things. They started, shared, and stayed, and they were using it. Now, when I talk about staying plugged in, for example, how many of you have noticed that if you're subscribed to Brian's channel on Extra Digit Movement, that he puts out a video a day?
Yes.
One in the morning, one in the evening. How many of those do you feel like come just right on time?
Mm.
Right.
Get right on time. I don't know what he was doing minding my business that had him say what I needed to hear that morning.
Right.
But it works, and it starts to condition you. Because here's what I figured out changed about my income was I replaced the time that I was normally watching television and Sports Center with Zooms. So that electronic income reducer is a real thing. Last thing. So for those of you that thought this was going to be deep, that's the best part. The deep part of it is if you, oh, by the way, speaking of Game Changer, how many of you went to Game Changer and it exceeded your expectations? Meaning you didn't know we could be on Zoom, learn that much, have that much fun, and make that much money.
Yes.
Right.
So remember, there is an extension of Game Changer because we had so much training that he couldn't finish. So he has one more module on this concept of doing things that make people reach out to you, right? Becoming magnetic, becoming attractive. Make sure that you're on. Did everybody get the note about tonight that's at 7? Is he starting at 7, Sean? 7:30?
It's going to be
9:25.
Yeah, time 7.
7. So it'll be 7 Eastern. Brian's doing the Game Changer extension. And then at 9:25, we are taking it old school. We're getting on those 4, 3, 2, 1 countdown presentations. But imagine this simplicity. You have a system of building that is one sheet of paper. You also have a system of presentation that is one sheet of paper. If we keep it simple, shawty, and do it fast, right? That's how we win. That's how we are winning. And that is my recording. So let's make sure that we recap the system. What is the system? Oops. Do I have a slide that says the system?
Nope.
It says stress, time, energy, and money.
Can you hear me? Did I mute my speaker?
Yes, so, but we're still talking to you anyway, because why not?
Yeah, I can't see you.
Well, we can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
I see you too.
I can't hear y'all at all. What happened?
Oh my goodness.
You knocked this thing out the.
Still hear you, Rich.
Nick, I think I heard you knock the thing out of the thing.
Right.
Somebody type it in the chat.
Knock the thing out the thing. That's so technically sound. I'm telling you, I'll be able to fix everything with those type of directions.
If I start saying the actual words, it'd be all off, like the doohickey and the thingamabob. Mixed with the spring thing.
If he's still not here, us, you looking confused up there.
Nah, I'm back. I can hear y'all now. I'm like,
so unless you intend to cut the last like 2 minutes of this,
you gonna have to do it again? Hey,
just do it again.
You know what? There'll be 10 new people tomorrow, so we'll have to do a quick start for them.
Hey, but we know why you fixed it though. We found out that you put the thing back into the thing because that was the directions because you had knocked the thing out the thing, and now that you put the thing back into the thing, you are back.
Yep, that's what happened.
All right, so wait, let me know what's the last thing that y'all heard though. I got to pick up from there so that I can finish.
You said something about a system, and then you said I can't hear y'all.
We were trying to find a system slide.
Gotcha. So in addition to plugging in, start studying the industry. Get your financial education together. If you don't have a game plan, let me give you a first starting place. Think and Grow Rich is the first book, right? If you are still in that place where you're trying to figure out the steps, when I talk about Get Your House in Order, Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover, excellent book. And if you want to really understand the mindset of wealth, oh, there it is. Big Kurt has the Millionaire Mind. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Tony Robbins. These are some excellent recommendations. So take a screenshot, take them one at a time so that you do increase your financial IQ as we go. Does that make sense?
Most of them.
Oh, who's got Total Money Makeover? Was that Shantae? So if you
and
really
I got that
want to
from
understand how rich people are playing the game when it comes to these private reserve accounts and indexed annuities, that's your one right there.
What's Ollie's had these books for $4.
Who did?
Ollie's. They didn't know there was something, a gold mine. Ollie's, $4.
Awesome.
I got it like in 2015, $4.
Well, and you know, it's one of those funny things about that book and Tony Robbins, because I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. It was not my favorite book the first time I read it, or the third. But once I had some money, boy. All right. And now here's the best thing about our system. If you take care of the top part, If you start sharing state every day, no 0 days, the bottom part takes care of itself. Now, I do want to explain the difference in the circles and the squares, meaning the circles are people that you need for your momentum bonus. The momentum bonus, what's the momentum bonus? It's the bonus that gives you $150 for your first sponsor, your first 3 partners, your first 30 days in business. What are the requirements? You have to personally sponsor 3. Everybody hold up 3 fingers.
3.
3 personal enrolled qualified financial directors. Now, each time you personally sponsor someone, that'll pay you $50. Yes? And then the momentum bonus adds another $150 for a total of $300 for this momentum bonus. Your momentum bonus deadline date is 30 days from your start date. So say, for example, you started today. What's today's date?
The 22nd.
September 22nd. September is a 30-day month, so October 22nd is your 30th day. By the way, if you start in October, make sure you understand October is a 31-day month, but this is a 30-day bonus. Does that make sense? So if you start October 1st, your 30th day is October 31st, not November 1st. It's not a month, it's 30 days, and it's a computer, it doesn't negotiate. I was close, no you weren't. And that's why we're getting it done in 7 to 10 days.
Right.
Or 7 to 10 hours if you're on the Sean Hill plan. Right? Now, the second group of boxes is for your executive director promotion. And I want you got to at least personally sponsor 1. There's no sponsor helpful enough to get somebody promoted that hadn't helped themselves by sponsoring 1 QFD. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So as you fill in your boxes, as you sponsor a person up here, if you personally sponsor a person up here, write their name down there. Personally sponsor someone right here, write their name right there, and then circle it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that gets you promoted to executive director. Well, what happens at executive director? Now, in addition to the $50 that everybody gets for sponsoring, you get an additional $10 every time you sponsor someone or one of yours sponsors someone. Make sense so far? Last step, daily guarantee. And I know if you look at these are all very similar conversations. To get the daily guarantee, you need 3 personal QFDs. Where would you get 3 personal QFDs from?
Up here.
Up here. Take care of the top, the bottom starts taking care of itself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
But you need 3 personally sponsored QFDs and 1 outside customer. Where do you find your outside customer?
Right down here.
Well, you find them while you're going through this part at the top, meaning there's a reason we say at the end of every presentation, are you a 3 or 2 or 1? I will sign up a customer just as happily as a partner.
That's right.
Right? As a matter of fact,
paid off of them too.
Yep. In point of fact, I have 1 customer right now that has brought 10 customers to a line that only has 1 QFD in it. None of them want to make money, but they all want to get their credit fixed.
Nice.
Give the people what they want. Make sense?
Yep.
And then the last, 3 personal customers. Set a goal to get to the place where you have 3 personal customers. That's 1, 2, 3, and it can include your first. But if you do this, 3 and 3, everybody got it? 3 and 3, show me your hands. Visuals are important, visuals. 3 and 3, 3 partners, 3 customers. The $79.97, your Financial Edge membership becomes free. Your monthly cost goes down to $40 per month. Does that make sense? So now imagine this scenario. If you do all of these things, you've made $340 in upfront bonuses, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Now versus 228, 340 is greater than 228. So now you're operating at a profit, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the second thing is now you have a business that costs $40 a month to run, but brings in $150 a month minimum. Yes?
Yes.
So now you're $110 a month profitable, and just repeat the process, meaning every time you finish a sheet, start a new sheet with the new person. Does that make sense? And just keep filling out the sheets. 3 of these sheets, 4 of these sheets, 4 of these sheets total, or 3 after you fill out yours, puts you at $600 a month. It's simple math. We just multiply them by 3. There's not a lot of gotchas, not a lot of hard stuff to figure out. And then just point of fact, I do want people to know what you're looking at when you see your bank statement. You'll get 2 separate transactions for your $119 a month. I've had a number of people come back and say, I think MWR charged me twice. No, I mean, they did charge you twice, but they only charged you $119, which is what we said. So there's $79.97 that is your Financial Edge membership, because we're all Financial Edge members, yes?
Yes.
And then $40, which is your MWR back office, which cuts a check, tracks the organization, provides the marketing material, and access to the corporate resources. Make sense?
Yes.
And last but not least, make sure that you submit your accomplishments on howtoshiftyourincome.com. And now, why do I say that? Oh, but save yourself stress, time, energy, and money. That's our system. And let's talk about that last section that's been added. How many of you have been out to the new member reward site?
Yes, it's bad.
So Chantel and Natalie, you need to go to this site and say, I was recently rank advanced to executive director. You'll need to upload a picture of yourself, select the recognition that goes with you, and then get that recognition photo, put it on social media so that people can ask you why or how or when they can get their own. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And that's all on howtoshiftyourincome.com. Simple system, simple homepage, simple way to make sure that we shift our income and celebrate our success, because we brag differently over here. But how many of you know that if you're bragging about getting a car bonus by helping people, somebody else want to help some people?
Right.
Awesome. Well, with that, I will pause this recording. I'll keep another one for question and answer. Let's stop that one right